Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Can you see the way I'm smiling? Because I love making YouTube videos. I love talking to the camera, I guess. But anyways, hi, my name is Gift and I am a YouTuber. I think I've done this introduction a couple of times. Watch my other videos to see the introduction. But today I was talking about how I asked my sister because my sister finished school, even though she's back in school again. She finished school a while ago and I asked her, oh, if when you finish school, did you really have this anxiety or this thoughts about what next? I don't know what I want to do next. And she told me, yeah, she did, and she started a perfume business because she, she don't know what next. But well, I want to tell you why I am not pressured about what next. I know it's about me, but why I'm not pressured about what next, and it might help you, especially if you are not done with school. And I would say the first thing, the first reason why I am still not pressured, and I thought about making this video when I thought about making this video, I thought about what if I not jinx it? Like, what if I what if I not jinx it? But I don't believe that. Anyways, I'm not pressured about what next because, firstly, when I was at 300 level, I had there's this meeting, not conference, but like this event hangouts we did. Shout out to Mr. Emmanuel. We did, he did, and invited some people, and they spoke about what next. Not really what next, purpose, a lot of things. They spoke about what a lot of things, and I found out that if I want to be prepared for what next, I have to start at my 300 level. So, number one, I started preparing about what next for my 300 level. Yes, for my 300 level, because I knew that this question of what next, I would have to answer it. So, the first thing is just know that you have to prepare yourself for what next. You have to prepare yourself. And me, I started in when I was at 300 level. Oh, I forgot to say, I'm done with school, by the way. I think I've said it a couple of times, but I'm just happy to be done with that school. I have to prepare yourself for what's next. That's number one. Number two is that I always have conversations with people ahead of me. So if you are done with school, if you are done with something, I always have a conversation. I always have conversations with people to ask them, how is life after school? I always have conversation to ask them, how is life after school? After school, how are you doing? How are you coping? Is something they always tell me the same thing that you are not prepared for life after school, and I've heard it a couple of times. So I prepared myself. I knew mentally that once you're done with outside school is like when you're done with school is different from being in school. There is no structure, there's no allow we again, there's not a lot of things. But so I already knew that yeah, these things are going to happen. So I think that's part of preparing, but also reach out to people that are done with school, and if you're still in school, and ask them about what's next. Another reason why I am not scared about what's next is because when I was in 400 level, I decided when I was in 300 level, I believe when I started, when I found out about okay, I have to prepare for what next, I started getting skills. So I started with an AI course, then a virtual assistant course, content marketing, digital marketing course, social media management course, content marketing course. I started refining myself. I started working on my skill set. So getting as much skill set as I can. I started getting as much skill set as I can. I started on 300 level when I knew that hmm, I have to answer what next. So I started working on my skill set. So I would definitely advise anybody, even if you are done with school, work on your skill set. Work on your skill set. And I believe another reason why I cannot be worried about what next is because when you are busy working on your skill set, you will not have time to start thinking what next. God will only some a lot of times God will only work with what you have in your hands. So if you see that you do not have anything in your hand, but if you have something you had, I can assure you that God will work with it, provided you bring it to Him and say, God, this is what I have. God will definitely work on it. So I believe that's part of the reason why I'm not bothered. I was not even bothered about what next because I believe that I can still refine my skills. In fact, I'm not still worried about what next because I am still refining my skill. I'm still getting more courses. I'm still learning more courses. By the time I'm busy with these courses. I do not believe that we even have time to think about what next. And another thing about that is, I another thing I would advise is that you should serve. Yes, serve in whatever your church, in whatever you have to just serve. Use this time to serve. I will put it in my head, even in my vision board. There is a part in my vision board where I wrote service, because I believe next year is to not NYC service, but service, serve in any capacity that you can. This will also help in your leadership skill set, also help in a lot of your skills. It also help put you out there. Another thing I did was I started putting myself out there on LinkedIn by my 400 level. I don't know, I feel like I should have started. And if I give an advice to people in school, start start YouTube. Start YouTube, start LinkedIn. Like from your 100 level, don't start LinkedIn, just start it from your 100 level. Just start posting about, please get skills. Start posting about school. I'm not really say school, but get skills. School is still okay, sure, but get skills, learn something, post it, put yourself out there. Just post. And I started posting on LinkedIn, and it just helped me even till next year. I took a break from LinkedIn though, but next year I'll still be posting on LinkedIn because I'll just be putting myself out there more. Another thing is that because I knew that I was going to finish school very soon, I told my one of my goals for this year was to get a job. So not only did I put myself on LinkedIn, I had mad audacity. I was pitching. I was pitching because I needed to get a job. And yes, I did get a remote job. Even though it's not consistent, but I'm just so proud of myself about that. So I cannot be bothered because after that, I will still pitch more. I will still have audacity to do more and more. In fact, I will do more and more and more and more because what do I really have to lose? I don't have anything to lose. I'm not losing anything if I put myself out there. I do believe with these 3 points of mine, I hope it's structured. That you will know that you can finish school and not really think about what next. Generally speaking, I'm not thinking about what next because I believe that, okay, I've shared this point. I believe that if you, with all this, one of the most important of them all is that you should give all your plans to God. Like surrender. I should have put this as number one. Surrender your plans to God. Surrender your plans to God. I wrote a Substack post about an article about how the most important thing I want is to be in the will of God. The most important thing I have is to be in the will of God. So I'm not going to bother myself and think, oh God, what next? Why am I not doing? Why is everybody doing everything and I'm not doing? I tell myself, what's it concern me? What's my problem with it if other people are doing something? It's not really my business. It's not genuinely my business. So I tell God that this is what I have. I surrender my plans. The most important thing for me is to be in the will of God. Even if I'm not doing anything, even if I am not doing any single thing, that's the most important thing for me. So that's why I cannot be pressured about what next. And I hope with these 3 points of mine, you have been able to learn that you can finish school and not be pressured about what's next. And if you're done with school, you can also learn. You can, once you're busy with something, I don't think you really think about what next. Busy with putting yourself out there, looking for, refine your, the only reason somebody will want to hire is if you have value to offer. So refine your skill set and offer value. I hope to see you in another video. I love making my videos. I love you guys. Bye.